Wondering if maybe we could, take us back to one of those moments where you were lost.
Well, the most like easy to point out is like when I actually got released from the NFL, and when it was like a movie scene. I literally got released, and so I had my car down there, and I was living in a hotel, and so I drove back from St. Louis to Michigan, 7 hours or whatever, 9 hours, a long time.
A long time.
So I
Long
first
enough.
I never go to eat fast food very often. Went right to McDonald's on the way home, got a Big Mac. But I got home, and I'm from the smallest hometown. Like it's tiny. We have a blinking red light, and so I pull into my hometown, and I still have a Rams shirt on, and I pull into the gas station to get a couple of beers, and the guy's like looks at my shirt, and he's like, "Did you know there's a kid from Napoleon where I live that's on the Rams?" And I was like, "Not anymore," So
No, I hadn't heard that.
yeah. So, shortly after that, though, I met my wife, and like I think most people like that would have been the time where I feel most people will lose their purpose. But actually, mine was kind of a delayed, realization. I think at the time, my wife, she was trying to make her third Olympic team, didn't make the team. At one point was the best swimmer in the world, and so the gravity of my situation was a little bit lessened in my head. It actually was like seemed manageable. And I kind of went into a mode of trying to support her for quite a bit, a couple of years, I would say. And so I would say that sometimes I think you adapt to the situation and like you do what's needed. In a weird way, it kind of helped me deal with my process because I had to be like the supporter. I had to be the caretaker for a while. But I think eventually I went to the strength conditioning world and was doing things there. And then I eventually had a dabble in the medical sales space. Because there was always that battle of financial stability and making a lot of money. And I felt like you had to choose between, like you said, purpose and finances.
Survival, quite honestly, yeah.
Yeah. And so I went to that space, and it was definitely like a low. Like that was the point where I realized that I do value purpose probably more than anything in this world. And I was at a situation that I feel like I didn't have any. I feel like I was trading not my soul for money to an extent. I mean, it wasn't that dramatic, but for the most part, just every day I would just be thinking to myself, like, what am I doing? I feel like I can do more for other people. I can do more for the world. I can do more for myself. And it was hard. I mean, there were some lows for sure. But then, roles reversed. And at that point, my wife was like, well, just stop and figure out what you want to do. And that was kind of like when I started to realize, like, I loved helping people perform, and that was always my passion since I was 15 years old. And so kind of like from that point, everything has evolved and started speaking on sleep, and then dream recovery started because of that. I think that feeling of emptiness, it's a lonely feeling. And I don't mean lonely like that. You could have amazingly supportive people around you. Like they could be the best at being supportive, and which I had, but it's still the most empty, lonely feeling because you're the only one feeling that way, and you're the only one living that day to day. And so it took a little while to make the decision, but looking back, it was the best thing that could happen to just, go after what you love.